already indicated that you're going to meet him. What has happened so far?
Okay. So first of all, we invited him at the meeting of the bishops in Accra. But at the same time, he had traveled. So he promised to get back to us whenever he returned. And so it is not an issue like the bishops have been quiet. Now, it is not everything that you publicize. This is somebody's faith, somebody's beliefs, even though aspects of it are shown in public. In discussing people's personal matters, we meet them one-to-one. And it is not every conversation that we have on people's personal life, personal faith, whether call it crisis or strengthening of their faith, that we come out to publicize. So as I'm speaking, very soon, even today or tomorrow, from what I understand, one of the bishops is going to meet him. I hear some statements he has made once again with respect to the interviews that are going on. So it is not the case that the church leadership is quiet. Now, look at the Catholic standard. Look at the various issues that various statements that the Bishops' Conference have made. Response to certain letters, certain previous responses here and there. Take the Catholic standard and the publication of our teaching on Freemasons. That is for the benefit of all those who may hear from Afenyo-Markin and whatever he is saying. But if you know what the Catholic Church teaches, what an individual says is not of much concern. You can't zip his mouth. If we meet him and he says, this is what I'm going to say anyway, in spite of what you have done, that is his case. But all Catholics should know what the Catholic Church stands for. An individual, because he's a politician or he's speaking this thing, does not stand for the Catholic Church's decisions and the Catholic Church teachings. So people should not worry too much about Afenyo-Markin. When you know what the church teaches, when the bishops have come out in the newspapers, in letters, in press statements, state the position of the Catholic Church.
Right.
If he reads it, and I believe he reads it as he's a reader, and he knows it, and even the bishops who have met him and who are going to meet him, and he's still persisting that, what can the Catholic Bishops' Conference do to him? Listen to what we teach. Read the standard. Read the responses to people who have asked us about this Freemason. There is written responses that we have made.
Right.
And take that as your bishops teaching you, and it's not Afenyo-Markin who teaches you anything.
Right. My Lord, he has indicated that if the Bishops' Conference reaches out to him, he's ready to sit with them and to listen to whatever that they have for him. And that clearly indicates that he's willing to listen if our bishops call him. Don't you think that for where he sits as a public figure, he has that influence over a lot of people, many who are Catholics yet ignorant? Don't you think that a call to him to just ask him to cease making such comments or asking such questions during the veterans would help?
Yeah, it's true. What you are saying is true. It's a public figure who happens to be a Catholic, who does not know his faith, and mistakenly is teaching something that he believes is the doctrine of the church. And that is why we are trying to correct him. And as I've said, we have invited him. He said he was traveling, and if he did come back, and I've been telling you that even today, probably tomorrow or today, a bishop, a delegation of bishops are meeting him. So it's not that nothing is being done, but it has to be done properly and orderly in such a way. Meanwhile, people should concentrate on what the bishops are teaching. And we have made this known at different times, and even recently. Concentrate on that and don't get confused by Afenyo-Markin or any other individual. He's a politician. He is not a bishop. And it's only bishops who teach the doctrine of the faith. And every Catholic should know that no individual Catholic can teach the Catholic faith. And therefore, Afenyo-Markin has no authority. That is his personal view on other things. And some Catholics may have personal views on other things. Only because of his position, he's making known what he personally believes, which happens to be wrong and be in conflict with the Catholic teaching. If you want authentic teaching and want to remain a Catholic, read and listen to what the Catholic bishops are teaching. Read the standard, the previous ones and then the other ones, and other statements that we have made with respect to Freemasons. Not only this time, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and there are a lot of documents. Why bet you ahead too much on Afenyo-Markin because he's a public figure?
Right.
He's not a bishop.
Right.
And all bishops are public figures, and public figures with respect to the faith. And listen to the right people and don't listen to the wrong people.
Very well. My Lord, the issues regarding the vetting of John DeMello has brought about another issue of people calling for more efforts in the new evangelization mission of the church. Do you think that there's work for us to do as church in Ghana?
Exactly. There is always a work to do on evangelization. And that is why the church exists. And we call something the new evangelization, which uses new methods to communicate, effective ways to communicate the faith, how we have been communicating the faith, etc. So there is the need for it. And we are working on, in fact, the National Pastoral Congress that we had in Shenyang about 5 years, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That was precisely the theme. And you then evolve this to the priests in the seminaries, to the priests who are going to teach, and then gradually it comes through the priests to the lay faithful, to the religious, to all of this, then it keeps trickling down. The church is a huge institution. And when you are changing something that has existed for a reasonably length of time, it takes equal efforts to really gradually get it down. So the teaching of baptism, the societies, how should they function, the homilies that the priests give, how much should somebody learn before he's baptized, is confirmed. All these things are being looked at and changed to make the new evangelization effective and realize the goals. So yes, there is a lot of work, and we call on all of you to also participate in this new evangelization.
Right, my Lord, finally, during your plenary in Sunyani, I think some 2 or 3 years ago, you, in your keynote address at the opening ceremony, made references to the church going heavily and investing heavily in the media, both social and then traditional media. But the question many are asking is that we do not see the church being active in the media. What is happening?
Yes, being active in the media, for example, subsequent to that, we have the Lumen Christi company registered now. We used to have the Catholic Standard. It was not enough. We are now launching the TV at the national level. We are building it. It costs for money, and we invite all the laity and all those people to also invest in this and country, that is their way of contributing to evangelization. Just like some of the other sects also do. So they should contribute so that we are able to get a television off and its subsidiaries.
Right.
At the same time, every diocese is strengthening its social communication networks, FMs, radio stations, and other things, leaflets, this and that. So efforts are being made here and there. If you congregate all of them, then yes, you will see that some efforts are being made, and we have to ensure that it is successful. Whereas what works is what happens in the ground, on the ground, in the villages where they may not even have television. What happens there? How do we communicate these things that we want to see on the social media? How do we get to these people? So, lot of work here and there. They may need FM station, a Catholic FM radio station, or this and that and that. So, lot of things are being done. Probably we have not reached where we want to reach yet, but once we have started, you will see that the time will come when we will saturate the social media and other media forms.
My Lord, with Lumen Christi, many are saying that they have given it their all, but they do not see.
It's when we get there, when our people and the appeals we are making, we have the right funds. We see we did not have enough money at the beginning to get into this platform. You know the technical terms. I do not know. Like, you just switch it anywhere, and then you have it like any of the TV channels. So we did not have the funds to be able to get there, and that is why they have to use these boxes, and that was also not easy for people to buy and even to set up. So it's one of the challenges. We need many Catholics to contribute. Of course, they prompt us, but they should also see this need. And it's because the bishops depend on them to bring this funds so that the vision that the church has for evangelization for the people will be realized. So they have a big role to play. Yes, to give the finance basis the support because they have the means. And then this vision which the people demanded, and we also saw it, and we are doing for the people what they have asked for. The people should give the resources, the financial resources. We will give the pastoral and the spiritual resources, but they should play their part. Church members should contribute significantly for us to lift up from where we are now.
My Lord, church members are saying that they are not seeing the effort from the leadership of the church, and so it's difficult for them to contribute. For example, some people tell me that there were diocesan inaugurations of Lumen Christi where people contributed and all that. They say that they don't know where these monies are.
Okay, so the point is, if you have to do a national television, and few people have been very, very generous and they contributed, it does not mean that what they have contributed is enough to cover the whole country and even to set up the radio station. So it tells you that fewer people have contributed and most have not contributed. So it's true. Some have been very, very generous, and the church is very, very grateful to them. But their generosity is not enough to take care of all the needs of an entire country or even regions. That is why what they have contributed is significant, but it is not enough to set up the station in such a manner and way that it will reach every people. So those who can and who has the means, we appeal to them to be very, very generous. Ask 10 Asibe Probably he is the one who will be able to explain better why people have contributed and yet we are not seeing the results. What they contributed is good, but it is not enough for us to reach every home, every region, and every place.
Right. My Lord, I would want to thank you for your time this afternoon and wish you well in all your endeavors.
Thank you also for the great work that you are doing.
Most
God bless you.
grateful. Bless you too, my Lord.